Welcome back to Live to Live. I'm Liv Schreiber, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. I took a little hiatus from YouTube for only 5 years, and it was from 22 to I guess 27. No, I'm 28. Do the math. I'm back, and the reason I think I took some time off is because I had to get to know myself more. Sometimes being off camera is a good thing, especially when you're giving advice on how to succeed and flourish in New York City when you're not actually flourishing in New York City. It's hard to do. So I'm back with the facts. And that's why this channel you should follow wherever the button is, because I actually know what's up. And it didn't feel authentic to me to be sharing those tips when I was just figuring it out. So without further ado, here's my advice on how to crush it in New York. Also, I think I should give you a little bit of a backstory, but I went to Wisconsin, go Badgers, and I graduated in 2.5 years. I loved Wisconsin. I was social chair in my sorority. I didn't love my sorority, but I did it. I did the thing. I went out and I met great, amazing best friends who are my best friends to this day. But the reason I wanted to graduate early is because I always wanted to make it in New York City. And I don't think this is an original thought, but I felt like if I'm gonna jump off, a cliff eventually graduating, why not push myself off and grow wings on the way down? So that's what I did. I went abroad in Sydney, Australia, and in Spain. Y por eso podemos hablar en español. And then it decided to move to New York. And I didn't know anyone because it was senior year of college, but I was doing it in New York and I didn't know anyone except for a few older kids who had graduated the year before. And I called it my bonus year and I got into real estate. I got my license. I got fired. I got rehired. I quit. It was a tumultuous time. And I also was starting to post on Instagram under my desk because I needed an escape from this job that I was honestly miserable at. And that's where we are today. So that's the minute explanation. Since then, I've started communities called Camp Social and Hot and Social. Camp Social is my camp for women 21 plus. We have 3 days in the summer where we all get together and do camp, just like we're kids again. It's the best thing in my life. And then I own Hot and Social, which is a community for men and women 21 plus, who want to meet new people, and everyone comes solo and leaves as friends. So I've been doing both of those things, plus my own channels, plus I run a marketing agency in the background of it all. And I live in Tribeca. I met my boyfriend when I turned 25, a few days before I had written a list of what I wanted in my next boyfriend or in a husband. Put it under it wasn't a physical list, it was a notes app on my phone, put it under my pillow, and woke up, went to take out the garbage in my West Village apartment, and there he was as the doors opened. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's him. That's the guy I thought of. That's the guy I wrote about. And I said hi. And in the back of my head, I knew that something was going to happen, but I wasn't sure what. So he said hi. I took out my garbage. And then a few days later, my doorman had a Post-it note with his number on it. And he asked me out for a drink. But I obviously was like, I don't know who this is. What? It could be the cute guy from the elevator. It could not be the cute guy from the elevator. So I shoved it in my kitchen drawer and ignored it until I saw him a few months later. Thought he was really tan and cute, even though he's not a tan kind of person. It just so happened he was in the Hamptons all summer and I lucked out. I think I was bamboozled because of the tan factor, but no, I wasn't bamboozled. We went on a date and that was that. I also was kind of tying up loose ends of a different relationship. So it wasn't the best time to meet someone. I was going through a breakup, but you can't control life. So that's my story. We live together in Tribeca. We're in our apartment right now, and we spent that year dating as neighbors. So he lived a floor under me. And so when I would go out on dates, I would have to sneak them through or meet them outside of the basement because I didn't want him to see. And I think he did the same. Thank God we all never ran into each other. But our dating other people phase didn't last very long. I think it was like a month maybe or before our like third date. And then we've been together ever since. And our first date was at Little Branch, which is a great date spot. It's in the West Village, and you walk down these like dark stairs, and it's very vibey and sexy and cool. You should definitely go. So that's the story. I wore white cowboy boots, I think a red corset and jean shorts on first date. I had a big crush on him, okay? Like, don't judge me. It works out. So that's the story. And now I want to talk to you about succeeding in New York City. And my secret to success in New York is treating every day like you're a kindergartner. And a lot of people don't get this, but you get to make every day what you want it to be, especially in New York. And so the fact that you know you have the power, no matter where you live or what you do, is really important. Number two, I don't know if this is a life hack in New York City, but make your own coffee when you can. Coffee here gets really expensive. And if it's a hobby that you get addicted to, I used to never drink coffee, but Grady's cold brew is really good. And then you put in some Chobani creamer and it makes it, mwah. And then you don't spend $1,000,000. So in New York, treating it like you're a kindergartner comes with really acting as if you're your own parent. If you don't take charge of you and your plans, no one else is going to. So that could lead to some Friday nights in, some boring weekends, boring weeknights, unless you take initiative. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's very easy, especially if you don't live in New York. It seems like there's so much going on all at once, and how could you not take advantage of it? But if you live in New York, sometimes we all become hermits in our own apartments, and like we forget that we live in New York City. I know that sounds crazy, but I really, really believe in the calendar method. I have this Post-it note calendar, and I put it up on my wall at the beginning on the first of every single month. And I really live by it because I put down something physical, mental, and spiritual to do almost every day. And it's at the beginning of the month where I plan out my entire month ahead. I ask my friends to get coffee or to go on walks or to go out or to go dancing or to go to weird events. A lot of my friends and I have bucket lists. So we want to go to the ballet. We want to go rock climbing. We want to do a New York City tour bus experience. And it's really important to have these bucket lists as things to look forward to, and then to set and make your own plan so that you're really excited for your life instead of just waiting for invites to pour in. And I think that's been one of the best things I ever learned in my early 20s is you create your world and your magic. Another thing is getting on ClassPass for workouts. Workouts here can be really expensive, especially if you're just starting off. So working out on ClassPass is really good. It gives you access to like a ton of different workout studios in the city or like one membership. So I love Core Power Hot Yoga. That's what I do all the time. So I have a membership there. Pilates is also really cool. Oh, Fuse House here is amazing. It's hot yoga in a sweaty sauna doing sculpt. So those are a few things you need to work out. Your mind will go crazy if you don't, and I'm just warning you now. Number two is food. It's really important to prep your food and to know what's up so that you don't end up like me ordering Postmates almost every night. And whether that's getting an extra large bowl or salad and then saving it for dinner the next night, being smooth and suave with your leftovers, or like most of my friends do, actually going to Trader Joe's over Whole Foods because it's way cheaper. Go to Trader Joe's, get a ton of veggies, and you can even like stock up on making veggie bowls and putting them in the oven and making really yummy food. Can you tell them how to cook? Speaking of, it's really nice to start mini traditions for yourself. And why I'm getting into this is because I have my best friend's cookie party on Thursday, and everyone brings and bakes their own cookies. And you bring a tin, and then you put it all on one table. It's called a cookie party. And then everyone gets to go in and try everyone else's cookies and you literally have so much to take home with you. It like lasts you and fattens you up for the holiday season. It's actually perfect. But the catch is I'm a terrible baker, as if you can't understand that because of the way I talk about food. I like don't know what I'm saying. Except I do make good sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts, just saying. So I need to come up with a cookie to make for this cookie party, and I'm a little freaked out because I have no clue what I'm gonna make. So if you have any great cookie suggestions, let me know. I also think this will go up by the time I give this to Sarah and Ryan, but I got them this Christmas ornament. It says First Christmas Engaged 2025 with the little like S and B heart, and I'm gonna write on the back. I'm Jewish, so I've never had an ornament or a Christmas tree before, but I'm really excited to give this to them, and I think they'll really like it. Another thing about New York is you don't have to get people bougie. You don't have to be bougie and dip into that lifestyle. I know a lot of people visiting here may go to the Chanel store or the Dior store, but that's not reality. Reality in New York is like you want to save your money, especially because rent is so expensive. Getting around, life, Ubers, taxis, like it's just expensive. So I want to go into our next part, which is how to save in New York and how to make some extra cash on the side. So there are two really great ways to make extra cash. Actually, I'll say three really great ways to make cash on the side. Number one is through Pickle, a clothing rental app. I rent out like all of my clothing, and every week I can make between like 200 and 500 bucks from people just renting dresses that I already own and am not wearing. So that is elite and epic, especially if you have events alternatively and like you need a cool outfit for influencer events or weddings or hot dates or birthdays. To be able to go and rent a girl's outfit saves you space in your closet. They also have Rent the Runway, which is good too, and Nuuly, but I like Pickle. Number two, a great way to save money is going on the Rover app if you love dogs and you work from home. I signed up for Rover and my followers were like, Liv, someone's impersonating you on the Rover app. And I was like, how do I bring it to you? But I signed up for Rover. Like, I think it's so cool. You can make money babysitting other people's dogs. Like, that sounds like heaven to me. I haven't done it yet. I need to get into it. But a lot of people babysit dogs and like you can make an extra 100, 200 bucks a day, like babysitting someone's dog. It's so a no-brainer to me, especially if you already have a dog or a big apartment. You could shove 12 dogs in here. I said to Kyle, I was like, I'm going to start a dog house and we could have 20 dogs in this place. And like, it'd be great. Can you imagine me with like all the leashes trying to get everyone? Anyway, that's number two, a great way to make money. And then number three, a lot of people babysit and nanny. No shame in the game. Like some of the Upper East Side families or Tribeca families are shelling out a lot of cash to watch their kids. So if I were you, I would go to like a coffee shop in Tribeca or Upper East Side and become a staple there and then befriend parents. I think if you want to get into babysitting, that's a great way to do it. So those are a few of my hacks, but I really think that the people who burn and crash fast are the ones that like are constantly spending, constantly flaunting. And we all know, like, wealth whispers. So don't be duped by that culture when you move to New York City. Be smart, and it's cool to be smart, and it's cool to save money and know what you have and stay quiet about it. And that's all I'll say there. Another thing, members club. So I belong to Zero Bond. I've belonged for 2 or 3 years and I really love it because it's like a specific place for me to go and bring clients and people no matter what. I have like a standing reservation there because I can go in any night and we find a table and we sit down. So a members club is really nice if you are doing a lot of client work, if you just want like one place to call home. I grew up going to private school, and a big thing when I went to Wisconsin was I wanted to curate and feel like I had a small community. As you can tell, community with Hot and Social and Camp Social and being close with my family and friends is really important to me. And I think communities, the only way to success and happiness is being happy with your relationships and your friendships and feeding and nurturing that around you, no jacket is going to buy you that sort of happiness. So I love belonging to Zero Bond because I'm friends with all the waiters and waitresses and the staff and the front desk people and other members I've gotten to know over time. I also have a lot of really funny stories from being a member there. Once I got into an elevator with one of my girlfriends. We were going to like the bar to sit and, I don't really drink, but have water and whatever snacks. And I get into the elevator and there's this like old man with gray hair. And I'm like, oh, that's so funny. I feel like I know this guy. Like he looks so familiar. And I wasn't really paying attention to anyone around us. There were some ripped guys in the elevator, but like that's typical. And then they were cute. I wasn't really paying attention to them. I was fixated on this like older man trying to figure out how I knew him. So I said to him, I was like with my girlfriend in the elevator, I'm like, hey, it's so great to see you. Like, how are you doing? And he gave me a hug and was like, everything's good. How about you? And then the elevator doors, dang it. I know I have a thing with elevators. And I walk out and my girlfriend says to me, Liv, how do you know Bill Clinton? And I'm like, what? She's like, that was Bill Clinton and his Secret Service guys. Like, how do you know Bill Clinton? I was like, I didn't know those. I just thought I knew the guy. So funny stories like that will happen to you. And that's another thing I want to touch on is people in New York literally don't care. And it is so nice in this culture of, Reddit and influencers and celebrities. Like you walk around, especially in Tribeca or in the West Village, and you may see some like awesome faces or NoHo, some celebrities. No one bothers them. And I really like that about New York. Everyone is celebrated just for being themselves, but also no one cares at the same time because everyone's too busy focused and fixated on their own lives. And that's something I want more people to know as well is you can't let the fear of what other people are going to think about you hold you back. Like this city will feed you if you are being authentic to who you are. I swear it'll present things in front of you, but it's also really hard to have a life in New York if you're not being real. Like there's an outlet and something for everyone, whether you're a drag queen or you want to go learn how to sing or take knitting classes. Oh, let's talk about classes. I'm rambling, but I hope you're liking this. So if you're having a birthday or if someone is having a birthday, I think a really great gift to get them is like a memory or an adventure together in New York City. What's another piece of jewelry or a candle? Like that's not memorable. Get them an experience. And there are so many. I have a list. So you can take them to a hot yoga class. You can go to QC New York City Spa, which is like a spa over the river overlooking. I haven't been, but I've heard great things. A Korean day spa in Koreatown. I love going. You can take them to Othership, which is like a super cool sauna cold plunge spot for holistic wellness junkies, especially. I love Othership. It leaves you feeling so de-stressed. They have so many cold plunge sauna spots. New York is becoming LA. There's a spot in the 20s. It's like 7th and West 21st, I want to say, or 21st, where they have Othership and what's it called? There's like a few different spas on that street. Just look up Othership and walk down that street. They have infrared hot sauna spin biking. I mean, like there's everything and more. So if you're a health freak or just into wellness, that street will be your haven. And it's also near Trader Joe's too. But back to experiences, even just like taking the ferry is really exciting and fun and cheap. And you could go get ice cream and then come back. Like you don't have to be like everyone else in New York. You can go rock climbing. My girlfriend and I, we want to go see the opera. We want to go on New York City tour buses, eateries. Like you can go to cooking classes, pizza making classes, cheese and wine classes. I took Kyle, my boyfriend, to Paint and Sip. It's like it was for Valentine's Day. And like he's a lawyer and he's like so like big and he sat there like painting with hot pink paint. I have a funny video and it was really relaxing for him. So there's every type of class. Just look it up like based off of what you're getting someone. If they have interests in theater, you could take them to a Broadway show. There's also a very cheap way to get Broadway tickets. It's called Today Tix. I have the app and you can go get like last minute tickets or go to the box office before any Broadway show, like 30 minutes before curfew curtain call, and usually people aren't showing up, so you can get their seats at a more affordable rate. I've done that for my cousin going to see Wicked. And also, you can do a lot of things solo. I host events where 99% arrive solo and 100% leave as friends. So the reason I created that haven is I got tired of like not going somewhere because my friends were busy that night. And I think it's really cool to go places by yourself. So don't feel limited or restricted if someone can't go with you. Like, this isn't high school. You don't need someone to go to the bathroom with you. And I know that sounds a little mean, but like, don't let that hold you back. Go do that thing, girl. So I love, love, love doing things solo, exploring new neighborhoods, going to the Lower East Side. Like, don't ever take the same route somewhere every single day and call it a life. Like, go explore a different neighborhood, go to Brooklyn, go to Queens. There's so much good food in Queens. I went to a boxing match on Long Island City on Friday night after we got sushi at Takahashi, which is my favorite, Takahachi in Tribeca. I get the Superman roll, edamame, miso soup, and green tea ice cream. We went to like this boxing match. It was crazy. I definitely want to go back. But point is, anything you want to do here, you can do and you can create. So don't let anything hold you back. And honestly, if you're nervous, just try. Doing things solo is like a sport and you sometimes have to practice it, but practice makes perfect. It's like that little Barbie book I used to have when I was little, and it's true. So, or come to my events solo and leave with friends. There are so many different ways to meet people here. My favorite thing, aside from attending my events with Hot and Social, hotandsocial.com, or Hot and Social on Instagram, is I just like to give people compliments on the street, like genuine compliments. And that's how I've met so many of my really good friends. Just like go up to them and say, love your energy or your vibe. You can't explain why you're drawn to people. Sometimes it's just a connection, you know? I think the biggest loss and one of my biggest pet peeves is people staying in their packs and not exploring or getting out of their comfort zone or going at different things, like staying as a part of a huddle and never leaving that group or that neighborhood or those popular bars. It's like staying in Murray Hill your whole life. There's so much the city has to offer, and if you allow New York to shape you, it will feel like a collaboration with the city every single day. And listen, not every day is going to be perfect, but if you can really treat yourself like a kindergartner, create a morning routine that feels good to you, whether you're blasting your music or dancing, going to Forward Space. One of my favorite workout classes is called Forward Space. It's a dance class. I know I'm like just feeding you info, but there's just so much that has changed my life here and made me into who I am. And I think it would be a shame if you didn't look at every day like, you know, an explorer. And I also think that what you look for will find you in New York. I've taken Kabbalah classes. I've gone the spiritual route. I've gone to dance classes. And what I mean by that too is like, if you fixate on having a bad day or like seeing the bad in people or thinking New Yorkers are mean, you're gonna see more mean, rude New Yorkers. But if you fixate on like, today's a great day and I'm feeling awesome and I'm gonna listen to uplifting, positive music only. I'm gonna say no to people and things that bring me down. I'm gonna smile at strangers and at dogs and kids crossing the street and give compliments. Like, you build that world and that stuff will find you and the good will be attracted to you. I really do believe the energy we put out, we get back. So don't be afraid to take the first step in either changing your day around or just living your life intentionally here, because it's a rough city and they say it'll chew you up and spit you out, but not if you treat it with respect and really put out good karma. And I'm a believer in that. Also, like on this subway, listen to your gut. Listening to your gut in New York City is a huge thing. There are some weirdos here. It's a big city, like literally the best place in the world, but also like, don't be dumb. Like, don't go out blackout and expect a random stranger to take care of you, for example. Like, have your wits about you. Don't leave your phone out on the street somewhere. I don't know, just like be smart. And if someone is giving you weird vibes, especially as a as a girl, like move. Do not give the weird vibes a second chance. Do not entertain that. Listen to it, because the more you listen to yourself about great people and people that freak you out for some reason, like the stronger your intuition will grow. And I do think that that is the final point I want to make, which is energy speaks in New York, and you need to trust yourself about people and about situations that you're in, because you are in charge of you. We're treating ourselves like kindergartners. You may not know everything. I relate like living in New York to being a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in college. Like you're going to grow every year. You're going to get more mature, and you'll look back and be like, oh my God, that was such a rookie move of me to do, which is why I took some time off YouTube, because like, who was I to tell people what to do when I was figuring it out? So I'm so happy that we found each other again. This is so exciting. Let me know if this helped you in any way. I know I have to talk about like finding apartments and Street Easy and jobs, and I'll save that for another video. I think I'm gonna do like 1 half-hour video a week, just sitting down talking to you. I wish I could do day in the life videos, but honestly, it's gonna take me some time because I forget to film myself, and then it's not a day in the life. It's an ADD day in the life. Speaking of a day in the life, I gotta get to work. I have a lot going on, planning the Camp Social reunion. Opera Camp is what it's called, in February. Thank you for being here. Love you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And yay, I'm so excited that we are back on planning the camp reunion today. And I would love to meet you and give you a big hug. I'm on social media because I love people, and I want to meet as many as I possibly can and create friendships and relationships and marry more people who have met Hot and Social, or hear about businesses started at Camp Social or through people who are in my community. So thank you. I send out a weekly newsletter. You know where to find me. I love you so much. And oh my God, I have so many hot spots in New York to tell you about. Comment below. Let me know if this helped you. I love you so much.